So this is a stupid experiment. Literally. I want to see how zero intelligence affects the league stats and the standings. Right now I already simmed one season, we have historic stats here, and I'm really interested in how the player stats evolve when setting everything to zero intelligence. Right now 17 is the lowest intelligence in the league. That will change quite soon, but it's interesting to see how the intelligence actually affects the game. We know that for quarterbacks it has a really important influence since they're not able to complete that many passes, if any at all. But would be interesting to see if it also affects the other positions, and if so, how. Looking at the last year's season recap, the Buccaneers lost against the Titans in the Super Bowl. I think that's a matchup that I've seen quite often. So let's see if this is going to change with zero intelligence. Bucks without Tom Brady, I already checked. Now it's time to make the NFL stupid. Every player now with one intelligence. No player who's better than that, or I mean, no active player. All those retired I cannot change, but yeah, it's important for those players who are active. So let's see if training camp already affects that, and if players are now improving the intelligence. Still a lot of gain, could be because of the intelligence. 3 is now the best stat. Let's check again who the most intelligent player is now. So 5 intelligence is the best we have right now. Still want to keep it and don't want to put it at 1 again, so they have the chance to improve. And also I had the feeling that it already affected training camp. There were quite a lot of players with really horrible camp losses. So intelligence could already influence the way how they progress or regress in the training camp. But let's sim a season and see how the stats look like. So it looks like the Saints and the Patriots are the best stupid teams in regular season. From the standings, maybe the teams are a little more balanced, but cannot see a big difference. More importantly, the league leaders. Let's see if there was any passing at all. Oh yes, Dak Prescott with 2,500 yards, still at 1 intelligence. But he was able to complete the pass at, well, 24% of the times. 14 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I mean, at least he was able to complete some passes. I think the Cowboys threw a lot. That's why he had the most passing yards. But still, I expected worse. Of course, passing really low. Passing, of course, was affected the most by intelligence, but Patrick Mahomes still 22 touchdowns, 74 overall now, so intelligence really influences the quarterbacks as expected. Also around 24 completion percentage. Rushing yards, they escalated quickly. DALVIN Cook leads the league with 6,000 rushing yards and 54 touchdowns. So running seems to be the most effective way to score here with zero intelligence. Also looking at the overall, intelligence does not seem to influence the running backs too much, I assume. So they really used the stupid league to dominate. No one with more than 1,000 receiving yards. Tackles seem similar, maybe a bit less. I think normally everyone has over 100 tackles here in the game, so maybe a little bit less, but not much difference. And sacks seem a little bit more, to be honest, but also very similar, so not sure if the defense is affected a lot. Interceptions also maybe more, but yeah, that changes from time to time. AJ Terrell with 6 interceptions, last year 2, also 6 sacks. So great season by him with 1 intelligence. And taking a look at how intelligence affects the overall of the positions, here we can see what I've already told, that quarterback is highly affected by the intelligence rating. And other than that, punters and kickers 25. So let's check out if anything changed there. But for the rest, it's only minor adjustments. But the running backs, or I mean, the defense was not able to tackle the running backs. So maybe there was a little bit of an influence there. But QB, there we can see the biggest change. Yeah, not sure if anything changed for kickers and punters. Field goal percentage seems normal, and extra point percentage also fairly normal. A lot of players with 100%. So not sure if intelligence changed anything there. But comparing this season with the season before, yeah, pass percentage went down by a lot. Pass attempts stayed the same. Yards after catch was a little bit higher, so maybe the defense was affected after all, especially the tackling, I assume. Also, the sack number was way higher than I thought, just looking at the individual stats. So, O-line intelligence, not sure, but on the other hand, rushing was really, really good. Attempts stayed the same, but the average yards per rush tripled or nearly tripled. So on the rushing side, the offensive line had the advantage over the defensive line, but in terms of pass protection, the D-line was better. So not sure how intelligence factors into that, but I mean, it influences the game offensively and defensively. Fumbles, maybe a little bit less, could also just be normal variation. Fumbles lost went down quite a bit. So maybe, again, the defense was not aware of where the ball is and the quarterback was just able to grab it again. Could be an interpretation, don't know if this is true. Rushing touchdowns went up, as I said. Dalvin Cook with over 50 touchdowns and also rushing over 20 and 40 yards was way better. So again, tackling was affected by the intelligence, but also pass protection and penalties. So they also tripled. That's just interesting to see. So intelligence, bad intelligence also leads to more flags. In my opinion, that makes sense because you're not able to know what else to do than just hold or grab the face mask. I don't know which penalties were affected here the most, but as you can see, there is a big difference, and intelligence seems to be really important not only for quarterbacks, but it affects the game for the running backs, pass protection, tackling, sacks, and also interceptions. They were also really low compared to the normal one. So on both sides of the ball, zero intelligence affects the game. But let's see who actually wins the Super Bowl without any intelligence. In the conference championship, it's again the Titans who are in the Super Bowl against, this time, the New Orleans Saints. But the Titans, no matter if they have normal intelligence or zero intelligence, they are really good and win the second Super Bowl. Right now, 5 is still the highest value for intelligence. So the first season is over. There was quite a change. Now I want to see how the league would evolve in a few years and what the most intelligent player is after quite some time. So let's look into the future. It's 2027 and the most intelligent player in the league is Tony Fields with 9 intelligence. So although simming a few seasons, no one is able to learn a lot and get better in terms of intelligence. Also for every year, the rookie class, I made them also to 1 intelligence. But yeah, no one really able to improve that by a lot. And in this time, besides the Tennessee Titans who won the first 2 Super Bowls, the Buffalo Bills won one, the Washington Commanders, the Saints, and the Packers. But safe to say that with very low intelligence in the stupid NFL, the stats will change not only for passing but way more rushing, and also the defense is affected. Very interesting to see how the individual stats actually affect the game. Hope you enjoyed this experiment. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.